Good day, collective. Good afternoon, good evening, or whatever time you may come across this reading. I am Sherelle, your Tarot Healer, here to give you a message from the Most High God, Spirit, and Natural Team. So we are going to do a self-awareness and personal growth message. We're going to get a self-awareness and personal growth message from Spirit. Okay? What are the greatest strengths and weaknesses right now for the collective? Something just fell. So let's see what that was. Okay, so what fell was break free. You're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it's very necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. Okay? Spirit, what are the collective's greatest strengths and weaknesses right now? So how I could see this here as your strength and weakness, that someone may not be able to break free. It could be a weakness for someone not being able to transform out of this energy. And I could also see it as a strength that someone is able to transform out of this energy. So for some it may be different, so please use your discernment when it comes down to these videos and messages. Please take what's for you and leave the rest for someone else to pick up. Okay? So for someone, their strengths may be breaking free, being able to break free. Okay? Being able to transform. And then for some, your weakness may be breaking free from a tribe, if that's the case. Okay? That's how we can see that. Spirit, what else? So your strengths will be that you have a warrior spirit. That you're able to be relentless, and that you're committed to the challenges that approaches you in your life, and you use it as a battle to master your forceful nature. So some of you, that is your strength. Your strength is that you could be able to withstand whatever you face, whatever challenges that may come your way, and that you're able to break free from whatever it is that you may challenge or may challenge you. That you're able to persevere is what I'm getting with this as well. Okay, you're able to master that part of yourself. You're able to master breaking free. Confirmation. Okay. And maybe for someone, their weakness is not having a warrior spirit. So you need to break free from whatever this situation is, this tribe that may have you in this energy to where you need to transform into this warrior spirit. For those who may find this to be a weakness, that you need to transform that energy and step into your warrior spirit, so that you can be able to battle with whatever challenges that come your way. Okay? What else does collective need to know? So, trusting in yourself. This may be a weakness for some. I can honestly say that I've had this. And sometimes I do still. This is why I have to go inward and speak to spirit and find signs and synchronicities on what it is that they're trying to tell me when it comes down to me trusting myself with what it is that I was looking forward to do. You know, it says you got this. You've worked hard to get this far, and you have the ability to create the things you desire. Learning to trust yourself or trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. Okay? So for some, you have this warrior spirit to be able to trust yourself, so that you already broke free from whatever it is that used to keep you, you know, in an energy of where you wasn't able to trust in yourself. Okay? And this took a lot of warrior spirit within you to be able to break free from that, so that you could be able to trust in yourself, or that you have broken free from that energy and you trust yourself now. Okay? So again, for some, your strengths may be breaking free, having this warrior spirit, and trusting yourself. And for some, your weakness is being able to break free, to get into this warrior spirit, so that you could be able to trust yourself. Okay? What else, Spirit? So some strengths that many of you probably have is faith. Trust me, I can say I've had this, and I'm still working with the divine when it comes down to the things that I'm doing, like right now, that I'm reaching those who it needs to reach, and that I may be possibly helping those who need to hear these messages that I do deliver. So having faith may be a weakness for some, and it may be a strength for some. It says it's not always easy to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. Yet still, you must do exactly that. Because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. Now, I can say with me having the faith that I have developed, I can see the miracles that has happened, big or small. They don't have to be, I appreciate them all in all sizes. So I would say, if anything, that I may be getting my small miracles, if I want to say it this way, and appreciating all the little things that has come my way. One second. So some may have this strength, and then there's some that may have this weakness. Okay. So we also have victim mindset. So a lot of you all may have the weakness of a victim mindset. I don't want to say a lot of you all, someone this may resonate with, may have a victim mindset. And then there are some whose strengths may be that they have transformed out of this victim mindset. Okay? These are the strengths and weaknesses right now. Okay? Spirit, what else is the collective strength and weaknesses right now? What else? Jumping in. So for some, they're not, for some, this may be a strength of yours, and you may even be, I don't want to say impulsive. I don't know if that would be the right word to say, but there are some who are not afraid to jump in and take risks. Okay? And to challenge themselves. And then there are some whose weakness, I don't even like to say that as well, like a weakness, because you may be just cautious in what you jump into and what you get yourself into. Right? But then there's some people that may need to get into this energy so that they could be able to discover things that they can be able to tap into with trusting themselves with this warrior spirit. Knowing that, let's say for instance, if you're jumping into a new job venture and you're trusting yourself with this warrior spirit, having this faith, right? Breaking free from the victim mindset, knowing that you'll be able to, that it'll have a good outcome at the end of the day. Let's say that. Then that's your strength, And then there are some who may still be in this victim mindset, trapped and not able to break free from this mindset and are hesitant to jump in. Trust me, I know, I know I have my moments still too. We have some whose strengths are bringing balance to a situation. You're able to trust yourself and having faith that things will balance out for you, and or that you have the warrior spirit to balance things out for yourself and or for whatever the situation may be. Maybe you may even do that for others, right? Some may struggle with bringing balances into their life, and this is where you have some of those who are in that strength, in that warrior aspect of the strength part of it, is where maybe those who have that strength are able to help those who may be a little weaker in that department to help them bring balance in whatever the situation may be, right? So this is all a strength and weakness for someone. Okay. Wait. Let's give it a shuffle. Spirit, what else are the collective's strength and weaknesses right now? Oh, I could have said. What else are the collective strengths and weaknesses right now? Releasing attachments. So this could be a strength or a weakness for someone. Someone is able to release attachments, right? In their warrior spirit, trusting in themselves, releasing, what doesn't serve them, having that faith, bringing balance into their lives by releasing what doesn't serve them. There's something you need to let go of. It's either a limited belief on untruth and negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. So there's many of you that may be able to release attachments. That's your strengths. So there's nothing holding you back. So you always have forward movements, bringing balance into your life, right? And then there we have some that may find this to be a weakness for them, where they're not able to break free and they are stuck in this victim mindset, holding on, not being able to jump in, trusting themselves to jump into something new that they have trusted themselves to deem good for them, having that faith to jump in, you know? So we have solitude. For some, your strength is solitude. So I would say this is like a hermit card, like in tarot, like a Virgo. And for the bringing balance, I can say would be for like a Libra with the balance here. So if that resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, then this message is for you. So with the solitude, I'm always in solitude. I'm always in, protecting my energy, thinking. Many Virgos are overthinkers. So we tend to be in solitude a lot. So it's that spending time alone is often what we need to hear the whispers of our soul. Get to know all aspects of yourself so you can stand on your own in any situation. So maybe for some, this is a strength where they're able to stand alone in their warrior spirit, trusting in themselves, having faith to jump into things that they deemed is good for them, bringing balance to themselves. Going into solitude to break free of the victim mindset, releasing things that didn't belong, that doesn't serve them. You know, that may be a strength for you. And for some, this may be a weakness where you're not able to really spend time alone. You like to be around people all the time or don't like to be alone. Confirmation. And this is where you're not able to think. You're not able to tap into your spirit. You're not able to trust yourself. You're not able to have faith in what it is that you need to tap into when it comes down to bringing any sort of balance to yourself, because you're around too many energies, or you're around other energies and not in your solitude, because you need this so that you could be able to hear the whispers of your soul, so you could be able to hear the inner voice, so you could be able to hear spirit speaking to you, you know, so you could be able to gain that faith that you need to be able to bring whatever balance it is into your life, so that you could be able to jump into whatever situation that it is that you deem or will find to be deemed good for you, because you trust yourself, because you have tapped in. Right? What else, Spirit? So we have compassion. Some people, they don't have compassion. Some people wasn't brought up on compassion. Some people, you know, are not always kind because they didn't learn this, or they didn't obtain that energy from certain people or people in their lives from the past, or however that may be, that you may have to release, that you may have to need to go into solitude from, you know. It says you're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break, okay, to break free. Remember, you have to break free of this victim mindset, so you have to be kinder to yourself to do that. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, and a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your back. So even if this is for yourself, have compassion for yourself. Have your own back. Have your back and know that you have faith within yourself, and that you have this warrior spirit to be able to bring whatever balance it is to yourself, and or for others that may be in your circle. So if you're not, let's say, in the solitude mode, if this is your weakness, I guess you may have compassion for people, but they don't have the same for you. So this is where you need to isolate yourself from that, and or break free from that, so that you can be kinder to yourself if you're not receiving it. So you have to be able to love yourself, because you can't look for it outside all the time. You have to go within. So for some, this may be a strength, where you're able to go through what it is that you're going through in your warrior spirit energy, and overcoming any challenges, breaking free of everything, and still being able to have compassion for someone else that may be in more of a lower vibration, if you want to say. Right? What else, Spirit? So we have healing. So there's those who are able to heal themselves, and that's their strengths, and there are some who are looking for others to heal them. I will find that to be a weakness in a sense, because if you're going towards the right people, I would say maybe like a professional assistant. If you want to say maybe a counselor, a therapist, or something like that, they can help you heal. That'll be a good aspect, but you can't always heal with everyone, because everyone may not be wanting you to be in a healing energy, so that you could be able to go into your higher vibration, right? So that's where you can find yourself getting messed up if this is a weak part of you, where you're not able to heal yourself, and you're looking for it from someone else, because they may lead you down the wrong path. So it is best that you tap into your own healing energy, so that you could be able to heal yourself, because when you tap into your intuition, having that faith and listening to yourself, or having faith in yourself, you are able to heal yourself, because you will give yourself the right direction. Especially if you tapping into spirit and your guides, they're going to lead you in the right direction. They're going to tell you who you need to cut off. They're going to tell you what you need to do. but you have to be strong enough to do it, to listen and do it. Acceptance. See, I have this issue too sometimes because it's hard to accept things. Like, let's say, for instance, if someone is willing to help in any way, shape, or form, or give you something, or, gift you something in any way, type, or form, it's kind of hard to accept it for me sometimes. So, like I said, with healing, the healing is always constant. It's a constant thing. It never ends. So I can even say for myself sometimes, and that could be a mindset that I need to break away from, because I would think that, people give you things, you have to, reciprocate it back. And I have learned, or someone has told me, that it's not always for you to give something back to someone that has given you something, because it's like you're not accepting the gift that Spirit wanted you to receive through that person. You know what I'm saying? So these are like the miracles in abundance that Spirit has let someone to do for you through them, through Spirit. You get what I'm saying? And if you're returning it back, it's like you're not fully accepting the gift that Spirit. Someone has broken that down to me, but it made sense in a way. But still, this could be someone's strength where they accept whatever it is that they may be going through as well. So let's even put it in that aspect, that you accept the struggles that you go through because you have faith. You know what I mean? You had the faith when you went into solitude to be able to trust yourself, right? That things is going to work out in your favor, so that you could be able to jump into whatever it is that you may needed to jump into, that was going to bring you the balance that you need. So you accepted that you had to release also whatever attachments it was, whatever victim mindset it was. You had to accept that that's something that you had to let go. You had to accept that you needed to heal those aspects of yourself, right? You had to accept that you had to have faith and trust in yourself, right? You had to accept that once you was placed in the sense of solitude, or in the solitude energy, because it was something that Spirit needed you to be, so that you could be able to hear the whispers of your soul, so that you could be able to know all aspects of yourself, so you can be able to stand on your own in any situation. You had to accept that. For some people, that may have been your weakness, and for some, it may have been a strength, and accepted it, right? So we also have discovery. You had to accept what you discovered within that moment too. You had to accept what you discovered in this moment of solitude, in this moment of healing, in this moment of breaking free of victim mindset. Because when you did all of those things, you have gained new ideas. You have gotten acquainted with people of a higher vibration. You had discovered new opportunities. Once you jumped in to these opportunities, you were able to discover this. Those were your strengths. You were able to discover what your strengths were and your passions were. Okay? This is your strength and weakness right now. So someone may be in the strength energy of discovery, and then there are a weakness where someone needs to let go of this mindset, so that you could be able to heal, be able to go into a solitude and accept these new people, ideas, and opportunities. Right? Just like how I had to accept, if that was the case, when someone wanted to give me something, let's say, whatever it is that I feel Spirit may have guided someone to do, because Spirit knows what you need, and whatever it was that you may needed, Spirit has provided through someone. And whoever that person was, Spirit will bless them 10 times fold. You get what I'm saying? So those were the people that were placed in your path whatever ideas it was that was placed within you, you had to accept it because you know it was going to bring you some sort of abundance, some sort of happiness, some sort of healing, right? And these opportunities, you had to accept it and know that it was something that you had to have faith in, that something that was, for you. So this is a strength and a weakness for someone. I would say reassess can go with this solitude here, because when you in the solitude energy, healing yourself, you are reassessing things, right? You're thinking of things. You think of things over. That's confirmation just got. So you're contemplating things. You're thinking of these new ideas, people, and opportunities. You're thinking about how you can break free from this victim mindset. You're thinking about how you could be able to jump into something, how you can be able to transform your weakness into your strengths, right? For some, standing your ground is a strength, okay? Standing up for yourself is a strength, and or possibly others is a strength, right? For some, may not be able to do so. Some may not feel they have that warrior spirit to do that. And that will be the weak side of whoever this may resonate with. And I don't like to say weak, but I would say low vibration part of someone. Yeah. Because the question for this spread or this message is, what are the greatest strengths and weakness for the collective right now? But I don't like the word weakness because it makes me feel like I'm lowering someone and deeming them as weak, when I can just possibly just say low vibration, So standing your ground could be someone's strength, and it can also be something that someone may not be in the energy of, right? Or having the faith to be in the energy, or feeling like they don't have that warrior spirit to be in this energy. So someone's strengths could be bringing in boundless of possibilities, right? With the discovery. Someone may have that warrior spirit within them where they jump in and they discover all these opportunities and ideas, and it brings them this this boundless possibilities. It brings them this sense of feeling like things can bring them balance, right? They are able to make anything come true. They are generators. They are master builders, if you want to say, with that warrior spirit. And it's okay, because everyone have strengths and weaknesses, or low vibrations, I would say, because everyone could tap into this strength energy at any time of their lives. It will have to take faith. It will have to take faith. It will have to take that warrior spirit. It will have to take someone to jump in. It will have to take for someone to get rid of this victim mindset, to break free of that victim mindset, right? And again, this can possibly be strengths for everyone. Everyone might have went through these as weaknesses at one point of their lives, or a part of time, a time in their life where they have built the strength of these energies, or have gained to build the strength of these energies, right? So if you may happen to not be in these energies as far as a strength is concerned, you will possibly get there. You will get there. I feel everyone does at the time that they need to. Okay. So I feel like I'm going to leave it here because I could go through this whole deck of cards. But we're already a half hour in. So just for the last go, we're going to say grounding. Someone's strength is grounding, going into solitude, going into that hermit mode, right? Being able to introspect, being able to bring balance for themselves. That takes a warrior spirit as well. It takes strength. As we know, the elephant, they are very powerful. They are strong. They also can be deemed as warriors in their animal world. I got confirmation for that. They also stand their ground, right? Confirmation again. So this is something that you may need to tap into as you go through your healing stage. Confirmation, right? As you go through your healing stage, so that you don't become depleted. Because for someone, this may be a weakness here, a depleted energy, where you're just giving too much of yourself and you're just being depleted. You're depleting your energy. And then for some, they know to balance this energy so that they don't feel depleted. This is why they ground themselves. Confirmation. Right? So when you ground yourself, when you constantly grounding yourself and constantly healing yourself, you know how much you're able to give so that you're not depleted. So that's the strength of someone, knowing when to give and when not. Whenever, as far as energy or whatever it is that may resonate with you, you know not to deplete yourself. So that may be a strength to someone. And again, a low vibration, it may be someone who doesn't know when to just say no. I can't do that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not able to do so. You know, not being able to deplete yourself, not depleting yourself, grounding yourself, healing yourself, and knowing that you don't have to say yes to everything. Right? Okay, I said it's the last one. This is the last one. And I got confirmation. Spirit said, yeah, you did say it's the last one. So this is the last one right here, y'all. So wisdom. So for many, your strength is wisdom. Okay? Because you like to read, you like to tap in, you like to gain knowledge on a lot of things and many levels or topics of things. So you learn a lot. And even if you want to say through spirituality, you've learned in ways where you can, you know, protect yourself spiritually and be able to, how you able to create, how you able to have faith, because the having faith is definitely something in the spiritual realm, and trusting in yourself and boundless of possibilities, standing your ground, grounding yourself, healing yourself, breaking free from victim mindsets and things of such. You've learned how to heal yourself, or you're learning how to heal yourself. Confirmation again. So for some, this is a strength of yours. You know how to heal yourself. You know how to ground yourself. You know how to do all of these things that we have pulled out today. You know how to do this to bring balance for yourself. And then there's for some who are in low vibrations, if you want to say, or low energy. I'm going to say low energy, that may find it to be a weakness, that who may lack the wisdom of all of these things, and that's why they go outside of themselves to look for these type of things, and at times can be led down the wrong path and or pick up other negative energies. So I would say for those, this is where you may need to reach out to a professional assistant, a therapist, or counsel of some sort, to where they can help you gain the insight through spirit to help you with all of these energies that we have pulled out that you may find to have low energy in, so that you can bring it to a higher vibration to where you're operating from a strength level. Okay? And again, everyone goes through this in different timelines of their lives, different periods. Everyone's on different paths and journeys. So it's life that you haven't gotten there yet, or are in the process of getting there, because it's something that you had to learn. And that's wisdom. Some learn through experience. Some learn through books and knowledge, you know. So this is the message that I have for you. If this resonated in any way, shape, or form, I do ask that you please comment down below so that I know. And I do ask that you please use your discernment when it comes down to these messages and our readings. So take what is for you and leave the rest for someone else to pick up. And if this resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, again, I do ask that you comment down below. And I will see you all in the next one. Ashe.